Howdy fellers, I thought that I will make this kind of a little bit of a different video this time because to be honest, I don't have much this far since buying the Crapsus. I don't have much to make content of, and yeah, so let me talk and explain and whatever, just ramble. So if you're looking for something else in this video, you're not gonna find it. So as it is painfully obvious, all the content that I've been able to make on my main channel, JJ's Automotive, in recent times has been this Touareg video, which I made like ages ago, and the car sold in like 5 days. And then in February, at the end of February, in the beginning of March, buying this Crapsus. Then, just uploading this drive kind of video, and then making this video. I don't even remember when I made it, a month ago, 27th of May, so a month and a half ago already. And yeah, that's where it stops for the moment, and the reason is very simple. Now pay attention, I have a third channel, Junkman, at Junkman69 on YouTube. Where I upload my used car buying preview videos, used car advertisement preview videos. So basically what the idea of these videos is that if someone's interested in any car that I'm selling, then I'll just make a little preview video of it, and then when they look at the ad, they can already look at the preview video, and then just simplify the buying process to the person sort of kind of buying cars from me. And why there's no content, maybe touch on the topic of what cars do I own at the moment. So I own the A8, I own the Civic Type R, out of which I made this glorious video series last summer. How many episodes is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes. Last video got 95 views. This video got 140 views. This video got 122 views. So I have the A8 since 2019. That's been for sale for like a year now officially. No punters at all. Then I bought the Civic Type R last summer. And now I have the Crapsus. This was my father's Prius, so ignore this. And these 3 cars is what I own at the moment, and that's where all my money is stuck. So pocket's kind of empty, cause 2022 spring. Since then I was unemployed for like 4 months. And the job that I'm doing now pays 40% less than the job that I was doing previously. So I haven't been able to accumulate any funds, and I haven't been able to sell any of my cars. But as far as the content goes, I'm going to England in a few weeks. Actually, less than 2 weeks, on 20th. So it's 9th today. Still here, 9th, and I'm heading to England on 20th with my father this time, and we're definitely gonna buy one car definitely. It's a car that I've been wanting for some time, but it's a car that my father is gonna buy. Well, at least his money is gonna buy. And now I'm in front of a bit of an issue. Because I want to get a car too. It would be so easy to just buy this car with him and trip home, adventure home, journey home. I don't know if trip home does it work in English. Anyhow, it would be so simple to do this. I mean, no financial risk in my part, because due to my previous career life, airplane ticket is free there. Accommodation for a few days is free in Plymouth, in England, and I get a free car to get around Plymouth for those days. and the basic plan is that we're gonna buy a car, like all the previous 3 times I've done it. Just take a bus from Plymouth somewhere, buy a car, drive home. But I want a car. I want to buy something. But the pockets are really empty, because at the moment, if I'm like being super open, then I have about £3,000, and that's not just to buy the car, but that's my overall budget for something that I could blow on. So realistically, I mean, not going into like too details, let's say I just take account all the costs like fuel, the ship and stuff. Let's say I have £2,000 to buy a car, just straight up cash that I could like make happen in a few days, that I would have in the palm of my hand without turning to Mr. Banker Man, without turning to anyone else. That would be my fiscal means, so to say. So kind of like the idea of this rambles video actually was to maybe just give you guys a little insight into my scouting process, and also maybe you have some cool suggestions, something that I haven't checked yet. But anyhow, yeah, in recent times the main marketplace that I'm checking cars for in England is Facebook Marketplace, because the advertising is free. So most likely everything that's for sale is advertised there. So I use one filter. I put my let's see, is there a 300 kilometer radius? No. So I place myself location wise in Leicester. There's a very simple reason, because it's got a sort of in the middle. Actually, let's see, maybe we can make it better. Let's go to Google Maps. Let's see. Let's try to make the most use out of the Facebook circle thing. Actually, we could use Derby, because Estonian, one of the most legendary Estonian footballers after the independence, Mart Poom, played for Derby County. So why not? Let's just there, Derby. Bam. Okay, now that's a very nice circle. I used Derby and 250 kilometer radius. Just you can see visually, it's on the screen, because it covers most of the England and Wales. So that's the very simple reason why I'm using that location. And yeah, let's apply it. And as you can see, Arnold, the life-size Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator movie statue prop. I actually watched the Netflix 3-part series about Arnold. It just finished yesterday. Part 1 good, Part 2 third best, Part 3 second best. And yeah, now it's suggesting me cars from England. Now I've been thinking on it for very, very, very many few days already. I don't remember, I think I found out that I'm going in the first place about 9 days 9 days ago by now. So shit, ants in the pants ever since then. First of all, I got my father coming with me, so maybe I'm the happiest about that, is the fact that he's coming with me. But we were thinking of buying something anyway, and it kind of worked out that I get to go there for free. And now he's coming, and then we're buying the thing that we were supposed to buy. I'm not showing it here, because that's content, my shitty little content, whatever. Maybe just quickly touch on why I make videos in the first place, because that's just the next layer of fun. Maybe one day, sometime long time ago, I was dreaming of making money on YouTube, but now what is it now, 8 years later, made €50, and it was before PewDiePie nuked the monetization policy. So no, I'm not making videos anymore to become a YouTube millionaire. I'm making videos because if I have something fun that I do, then I do the thing, I record it, and like in general I enjoy like the filming process and shit, and then editing also can be fun in certain times. So yeah, it's kind of for the doing the thing itself, and then like making the video about it. It's like I get two joys out of this thing. So at this stage in my life, that's why I'm making videos. But wow, a lot of rambling. let's get on to the point of the fucking cars that I was asking suggestions for. So down in the comments, feel free to suggest cars that I could buy for, let's say, around 4,000 pounds. I don't know if I'm buying anything. Like I said, I have 3k straight up cash at the moment max. So Mr. Bankman, Sam Bankman-Fried, has to supply me with some funds. And then I have some kind of like next level ideas. But anyhow, I'm rambling. I have a lot to say. There's a lot to say, but I mean, yeah, maybe I have like 5 to 10 actual like sort of kind of like followers or actual fans. So I guess you guys will watch this regardless. But anyway, ideas of what I've had myself this far is Nissan 350Z. And now let me tell you why. Because it's a cool car. It's like the Type R in reverse, because it's rear-wheel drive. It has a bigger engine, rear-wheel drive platform, a bit heavier, but I never had like a straight up rear-wheel drive sports car. And also I would be buying this like kind of sort of in a business sense, because I'm pretty sure with this car, doesn't matter if it's right hand drive, I will be able to sell this in Estonia eventually. So this is kind of what my thinking is about the 350Z. And I've actually saved a couple. So this one I've saved some time ago. This one is new, I guess, like today. This looks decent. So these would all lie within like the 4K budget. Let's take a quick gander at this. So this I've looked at a few times. I think this one doesn't have MOT, which is not a problem for us, because I'm not gonna be. Basically, if I would buy this, I would only buy this to drive away from England, and after that, it doesn't really change much. And like 4K or very near offer. That's music to my ears. So 4K or less. Rust issue, yeah. Rust is something you would definitely have to avoid when buying a car, for yourself especially. Like I have witnessed in the Lexus case. Rust. Just avoid rust. Rust sucks ass. Anyhow, this is gonna be a long video. Fuck this, I can upload whatever I want on my YouTube channel, so it doesn't matter. But here's another one, listed a week ago. I saved it, yeah, I was browsing for it before. Also a solid choice, I mean, looks like it has some cool exhaust. Fine example. Grab yourself a bargain. No MOT is not a problem. Yeah, I mean, looks fair. Bentley Wilkie is selling it, so looks like a real person too. You know, that's pretty nice. And then this one, someone is actually recorded it driving by on full whack. It is also a manual. This is pretty cool. They've taken a little time. There's MOT. Actually, I think I haven't seen this one, and I haven't saved it. So changing my location to Derby already opened up my options. But okay, aftermarket. So I would want to get a really near stock car, because at the end of the day, like let's say for whatever reason, there's bound to be a stock 350Z that needs parts of it. Let's say somebody would want to buy this and then like take parts of it. Have like a specific somebody in mind in Estonia. Then it would make most sense that the car is just stock. Someone's gonna need stock 350Z parts in the end of the day. So being near stock is good. Okay, it only looks to have a new aftermarket bumper. So yeah, all the conspiracy theorists already can see that this car maybe has had a little fender bender up front, because it's like an ugly bumper really. And it has some usual chav parts from Brits. But I don't know, let's move on, let's see what else. So this is a sneaky big one of this car. This car like pops into my mind every 6 months again. Because my father's boss bought it when it was new. My father just had gotten my first car, so to say. So he had bought the car that will become my first car, or became my first car, and then his boss bought this one. So Vauxhall Insignia VXR, and this car I would. There's no way I will ever sell it to anyone. I don't think there's market for this car overall in Europe. Like very few people, if they think about like performance cars in Europe, they would think about a Vauxhall Insignia VXR, but it's actually a fucking banger. Like a 2.8 V6 bi-turbo manual 4-wheel drive. Shit, I mean that sounds good to me. I don't know about you, but that sounds epic to my ears. And best of all, it's near the 4,000 euro price bracket. Let's see, I think I saw a few other ones. These two I remember from checking before. I just remembered this car today actually, so I haven't been checking these out for some time. There's like an estate. Let's take a look at this. I haven't seen this ad before. I saw this one for 2, and this was OVO or very near offer or whatever it is. I guess this is good enough. It's gonna be a long ass video, but whatever. Someone's gonna watch it, I hope. Yeah, so like I already said, 2.8 liter V6 bi-turbo manual 4-wheel drive. Shit, this would be a nice new daily. Like I have no idea what I will do with my A8. No one wants to buy this in Estonia. It's listed for like 3,700 euros. I can tell you that still just the headlights as parts will be like 900 euros. Just the headlights as parts. If you would want to go to like a wrecker and buy the headlights for a Gen 3 D3 A8, that would set you back at least 700 to 800 euros if you're lucky, and if you're not, then even more. So like car listed for 3,700. The headlights are worth about 900 euros. So I don't understand. Like no one's taking a punt on it, but who cares? Anyhow, let's come back to this car. So like yeah, I remembered this car today, so I already were checking out these ads. But this one looks kind of promising. 4.6. It looks like it's sort of like someone's I don't know how manyth car. It's not written here, I think, but there's like some good points in it. Low miles, 71k. That's like shit. That's like 100,000 kilometers. That's very low miles. Washer cap missing. Whoa, what the hell is it even? Washer cap. I think he means the headlamp washer. Shit, nothing. Needs front brake skewing. Headlights don't work since I fitted Philips bulbs. That's like nothing. I need just daylight running lights to drive home, especially if there's two cars. So that's not a problem. New ballast. So 4 new tires. Rear discs and pads done. EBC yellow stuffs. 11 months MOT. Sounds too good to be true. But for 600 firm, so no room to move the price. And I guess that's fair. Let's look where it is situated. Okay, not ideal. Way up north. Like near Newcastle. And I'll be situated here. That's like 10 hours away. Oh shit. Swansea? No. Is Plymouth so insignificant that it doesn't even show up on the map? Anyhow, I'll be located way down here. There's no Exeter, nothing? Shit. Okay. Well, I guess Plymouth doesn't exist. Or maybe I'm looking at the completely the wrong spot. But no, Swansea is here and then it's like... Oh, no, yeah, I'm an idiot. But that's not a surprise anymore. But Plymouth is here. Down here, Exeter. And Newcastle is way up here. That's 10 hours in the bus. And this car is located just a little bit down from Newcastle, so it's far away. Anyhow, let's keep moving. Another one. It's Zorn, so maybe not the best thing, because you know I still let's see where it's situated. Sudbury. I still have to drive in England, but the location is ideal. This is where it is, and this is literally Canterbury, and Dover is here. So basically, nothing. Very much on the way. 4995, classic British price. No messers. Car must be viewed in person. No daft offers. No part exchange. Let's Metro, Austin Metro for sub 1500. Front side beam not working. Lights need looking at. Hence short MOT in July. Okay, yeah. This is not as promising, but at least here you can make an offer. Regular seats. That's nice. This must be some nice seats. Yeah, I don't know what's so much to watch here. I think it's the newest too, 2012. Let's see what this is all about. I haven't seen this one. Blah, blah, blah. 76k, very good mileage. I wonder what was the last one. Reopen. How can I get the reopen prompt here? What was mileage on this one? Come on, load. Okay, almost 200,000 kilometers. Very near to, okay, not that near, but still near, like 180. With this one, let's see. Secondary decat. Okay, this is kind of sort of pimped. Not been used for 3 years. Okay, this story is not that promising. Not used, leak, oil cooler, water leak. The best thing for a car is being used. And I don't know what this shit is, but that's fucking ugly, man. But the wagon version would be nice. But yeah, another good idea on used car for like 2,000 miles home. Yeah, but I love this. I like this blue color, and you know, wagon would be nice. I mean, why not? It's like it may have like a pedigree of a rally car, 4-wheel drive, turbo engine, manual transmission, but it's hardly a race car. It would be like a cool daily. Let's see the last one. How? Yeah, this one is a one that I also checked. I think this is the highest mileage, but you know, Looks promising. New clutch, new timing chains, and it's running a map, which is also nice. Ball joint. Okay, this is nothing. And this is as for price wise, 4,200 or near offer. So let's say this might be even 3,900 if I'm lucky. So Stockport, I think. Okay, yeah, Stockport is far away. It's also up in the north, but it's like in the middle. So it's like 5 hours away from Plymouth, where this car is not the full 10. So yeah. What else? Okay, so how do I use this program so that I won't show you everything private? Let's see what I've marked up as saved. So there's some saved stuff I'm gonna show you. Save some of the 7 series, sort of kind of irrelevant. This Cayenne, it's a turbo actually. A funky green color turbo. Start stop sounds nice. Slight shudder when changing gear at 18 miles per hour. But the price is insane. If this is a real turbo, 1850 for a turbo Cayenne. The turbo's engine should be better than the regular ones. The regular ones have this kind of cylinder wall coating issue if they're not maintained well. I actually own one. Let me see, can I show you? Yeah, so I actually had one with a blown engine, but the turbo should be better. But yeah. In the situation I'm right now, this if YouTube was paying me, like I would make some money back, then shit, this would be epic. But since I will receive no money from buying this car, then it's a huge ass risk. Although what's good about this one is that I actually can flat out afford it, so that's nice. Yeah, let's move on. There's some other sneaky big stuff here. That's a like 525 with a auto. There's some couple of other BMWs, and there's some these kind of cars. Let's take a look. I have to point out that if let's say any of these cars could be any near possibility. Then I would have to go and see what Mr. Bankman Fried says, or sell 3 of my cars, all 3 that I have in my possession at the moment. So it's kind of a long shot, but let's take a look. Why not? It's a long ass video anyway by now. It's like, how long have I been talking? Like 30 minutes already. Who cares? No one's gonna watch this, but whatever. I'm doing this for myself, so I could feel that I'm doing something. 75k kilometers, I guess. Very good condition. Impreza 2007, but it's a JDM, so no EUDM spec cars anymore. We're way past that. So yeah, JDM spec only. Maybe just gloss over these. If it has genuine Volk Grey T37s, then already the wheels are pretty expensive. What's the price of this? 16,500, and what does it say? Reasonable offers. This car could be a good value, because I would just I don't need some expensive rims. I would just sell those and get some normal regular rims for it, so I could actually like drive the car with like the regular seats. I don't. Where's the Recros, man? Where's the Recros? What a nice one. I mean, yeah. This one, this is like only if I could. Let's call it like one of these. 120,000 kilometers. Only 300 made, only for the Japanese market. 20th anniversary edition due. I don't know if this is gonna ever increase the value or not, but it's just a nice car. Super clean from underneath. Has the Recros, which is important. And the rest of it, I think it's just a stock JDM STI, which is perfect. It's a hatch STI. It's perfection, pretty much. Yes, there are nicer ones, which I can't afford. It doesn't seem like ever. So this is the peak at the moment that I could kind of sorta in a real theoretical way to buy, but everything should have to go right in the next 11 days. Realistically, like what's attainable. But yeah, I mean 0.1% chance, but whatever. Let's take another look. Now this is a WRX STI WR1. It's like this Petter Solberg World Champion edition, and look at the price. But it was in Northern Ireland, which adds another layer of difficulty and expenses. But still, the price is sort of kind of unbeatable at the moment. Hasn't been driven, which is never good. It's kind of like a mystery thing, not much info, but on the pictures it looks to be complete as far as like the rims and everything, that it came from the factory. And this is actually a sneaky big one, because this is like, the price of this one is not that far-fetched, but yeah, I mean, beggars can't be choosers. So I mean, this is like realistic in whichever way I'm approaching this. So this is like realistic, long shot but realistic. Let's see. It's an Evo. I just saved this because of the price, because it's like 1,200 euros. It's a bit rusty. I don't know why isn't it loading the pictures. Yeah, there you are. It just popped up. I just saved it. Nothing specific about it, other than the fact that it looks to be 12,000 pounds. And last I saw Evos, they were going like in Estonia for like 25,000 to 30,000 euros. So that's the sole reason I saved this one. GSR, nothing. Okay, looks to be JDM, mixture of miles and kilometers as imported at 82,000 kilometers. Looks decent. And there's a lot of like aftermarket stuff. Oh, a lot of aftermarket stuff. 2 massive folders full of receipts. Yeah. But like, let's say hypothetically, if I would choose this over the WR1, and it's in a very good spot. The WR1 is sort of kind of like a special edition, rare, kind of sort of. This is kind of sort of chavved out. Tough to say. Let's move on. Let's not waste time. I don't want to choose between those two cars. Oh, Bolton near Manchester, so far away, but a really nice car. STI white track. It's just how these were made at that time. I don't know. JDM. So white track versus I don't know what the other track is. Normal track, regular track is basically up till 2004. They were like normal tracks with 5 times 100 log pattern, and then it became 5 times 114.3, and that's the white track as far as I can understand. Don't quote me because I'm not an expert. We should ask Driving Jesus. He knows, but basically it means nothing. I just hate when it's in the ads. But it's a JDM one with a 2-liter EJ207, 8,400 miles. It looks to be a really nice car. And white, you know, stunning color. I don't think I've seen a white one in Estonia like this. Driving Jesus' car is white. If you don't know what car this is, I'm gonna show you quickly. Driving Jesus. Where is this? Is Driving Jesus' car, a spec seat. His car is also white, but I haven't seen like regular like EUDM STIs in white in Estonia. Of course, I don't know that many. I don't know all the people owning STIs here, but never seen a white one. Really nice car. Let's move on. And this one, it looks to be a genuine Forester STI for 8250, which is actually a really damn good price. Not too high miles, 160k. Okay, it's an EJ255, so yeah, EJ25. Do you want to go down that route? Driving Jesus obviously says that, oh, it's JDM, it's way better than EJ257 that was on the STI, but I don't know. He knows about everything, but that's why we should question him even more, because he knows a lot. Somebody has to question him, and that's me. Me is the person. New clutch, kind of long time ago, but still, I mean, there's at least some mark. Timing belt's been changed in the last 5 years, which is actually like sort of kind of the limit of it. Not mileage wise, but definitely time wise. But if it's RCM, then it's most likely Kevlar reinforced or something. So I don't think it's gonna snap anytime soon, even though it's 5 years old. June, July, exactly 5 years old at that. Undersealed by First Start Garage, mapped, 351 bhp, undersealed 2 times, 80% service history, lots of paperwork, BC coilovers, TV deleted. What the fuck's TV? I don't know what that is. TV. I don't know, like TGV was the train in France. The butterfly valves in like the intake system, maybe it's that, or maybe this is an actual TV that was in Japan in the car, which is pretty regular there. Some scum ass alloys, but whatever. It's someone will buy these off me if I would buy this. Let's see, faulty speedo and buck the alloy. Okay, not good. Coming home on a wonky wheel, but doable. Slight shudder when braking, small amount of welding on sills. Actually, wonky wheel is pretty bad, because in Germany on the Autobahn I wanna go full tilt, yo. Let's hypothetically, if I can do this, let's see what it is. Ooh, okay. A funny place, but kind of sorta in the way. But it's like I want to get here, but it's here, but it's not that far off. Let's look at some pics. Ugly ass wheels, and look at the fitment. Like, yo, that's shit. But whatever, that's just my opinion. Yeah, a lot of pictures of this car. It was someone's wedding car, it seems. Look at the shit fitment. It's just so bad. Yeah, but Forester STI for 8250, that's actually a cracking price. TV deleted. I guess he did mean some sort of a TV. And there's some gauges there. Okay, a good radiator. I give props to that. I had the same radiator on the previous STI I owned. And that's that. And maybe the last one. I mean, this is already an hour's worth of video, but whatever. I upload what I want. Thank you, YouTube, for allowing me to do this, and thank you to the person, someone who's actually watching this. But I marked this as 5 for 4, but I don't know. This is the most meh car. Let's say if this would teleport behind my house and I would have the keys for it and it's mine, like I'd be super happy. But like arises the least amount of feelings. It just was a quick idea, quick initial idea, and it is a manual. So, but other than that, I don't know. It has a gearbox crunch too. Where is gearbox has developed a slight crunch when going into third gear. Nice, another car with a ruined synchro. Fuck this, I'm not gonna talk about this car too much. Subscribe to JJ's Automotive Clips. Yeah. Why there's no Junkman video of the Civic Type R? Maybe the last thing I'm gonna touch here is the fact that when I bought it last summer, so in England you have the V5C, which is like the ownership paper, and then you have this little, like tearaway slips there for like different various reasons. If the car is gonna be like crushed or whatever, and for ownership change. So I filled this one out when I bought it. I don't know what the guy did with this. I know that in the registry the ownership changed when I bought it. He actually sent it to like DVLA, but I don't know where the first set of documents got. So I was sort of kind of waiting for these, and then I was like, yeah, they're not coming. And then I was procrastinating, and then it was already February this year. And then we applied for a new set, which was actually present in England in the beginning of March, like 12th of March. It was actually there present. And then I don't know where the Royal Mail put it, but it got sent to me in the beginning of March, like 13th, and they're not still here. So thank you, Royal Mail. And now finally, like a few weeks ago, I applied for a third set of documents, and these are actually in Plymouth in England present, and I can go and get these because I'm going anyway. So I was planning on DHL in these, but since I'm going anyway, then I'm just gonna go pick them up, and that's why I haven't made a video of Honda, and I actually have pictures of its documents, but it's at a repair shop at the moment. It had some sort of VTEC problem and a leaky exhaust, so I hope this is getting solved, and that's why there's no Junkman selling video of the Type R. I suppose it would help. There's some lukewarm interest, not lewd, lukewarm interest towards it, but other than that, not much. And I guess it would like really help if I would have the video. I guess there would be a tiny bit more interest towards it. So there's that. I guess that's it. It only took me 50 minutes. 50 minutes of talking, but yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say. I got to say everything I want to say. Yeah, I was talking about making videos. I was talking about how I don't have money. I was talking about all my channels. Yeah, I guess this kind of wraps it up. So a little bit of everything in this video. And it's like a long ass video, but whatever. So I don't know. I don't think anyone ever is gonna watch this to this point. If you did, I don't know. Do the classic 42069 1337 as a comment, and maybe I'll give you something for this if you actually reached here. But other than that, and I hope you wasn't watching. I hope you were listening, because it's kind of sort of like a podcast at this point. But peace. I'm gonna shut up now. Peace, 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 peace.